Schools all around the world look a bit different this year. This is how it's affecting Kimberly French, a teacher at Blue Mountain Union School in Wells River, Vermont.
Well, both my husband and I are considered high risk, so we have definitely needed to take into consideration things that we have to do differently as educators. Some personal things, like we haven't seen my family in Maine since this whole thing started, and my mom's 81, so I'd really like to be able to visit. Our daughter in the military needed to jump through a whole bunch of hoops in order to be able to visit us, but thankfully we're in Vermont and we are a lower number state. In regard to the classroom, like personal expenses, normally I spend money on decorating and comfortable furniture and all that stuff. And this year it's almost all been supplies, like extra wipes and hand sanitizers and just extra things to make sure that I'm safe and the students are safe.
Part of making sure herself and her students are safe, Mrs. French has had to spend a great amount of personal money on supplies and spend extra time making sure she takes the right precautions to be safe every day. She also has to work closely with her doctors and school staff to ensure maximum safety in the classroom.
I worked with HR over the summer and had both my primary care physician and my pulmonologist fill out paperwork. And some of the things that Blue Mountain has done is purchased a HEPA filter for the classroom, plexiglass shield for my desk, and also a large plexiglass shield that goes in front of the whiteboard. So whenever I'm up at the whiteboard, there's that barricade. They provide alcohol wipes for us staff to wipe down the desks in between each class, and great big bottles of hand sanitizer as well. And then I also provide extra hand sanitizers, either for myself, for students, whoever. And our school nurse is amazing. Our librarian, like the staff are great. This year, it's very different. It feels a little more industrial, and I realize there's safety measures, and this is why we had to do this. But we have all tables and desks now with individual chairs, and each one has to be facing the same direction and a certain distance apart, and that the layout needed to be approved by administration before we could go through for the start of school. So it feels very different now and not as comfortable. I do feel that the school district has some good guidelines established here, considering the safety of staff, students, and families. It's a constant battle with a few to remind them to wear their mask properly or to keep socially distant. So that happens quite a bit, but I will say the majority of students are being really respectful and following the guidelines. Some of the restrictions that are in place are certainly a little more challenging. For example, I have 20 students in my class and my classroom isn't that big, so the chairs are closer together. But given the circumstances, I do feel like the school is really looking at our safety, and that's definitely appreciated.
This is Madysen Harrington for VTDigger's Underground Workshop.